Today we're taking a look at these NCAAF matches, which are happening on Saturday, September 3, 2022, and giving you our match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 360 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our video, we will give you 2 betting picks for each game, a team pick and a total pick based on facts and detailed explanation. So make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Tulsa vs Wyoming. Wyoming did look horrible against Illinois in Week 0, but the Cowboys still have had the luxury of getting one real game against a Big Ten team out of the way to work out some kinks. The Golden Hurricane lost 14 starters from last season's squad and still have a lot to prove with a new offensive coordinator. The Golden Hurricane opened up as a 1-point favorite here, and this move to 6.5 seems like too much of an overreaction to me, especially with this game being played in Laramie. I also respect Wyoming head coach Craig Bohl, who has taken the Cowboys to 4 bowl games since 2016. I will take Wyoming to get the points at home. Although I like this play, I do have a side play that I love in another college football game Saturday. Our team pick is Wyoming Cowboys plus 6.5 points. This total is low for a reason. Both of these teams have had subpar offenses with pretty decent defenses. Tulsa's offense is definitely the better of the two, but it's not a record-breaking offense by any means. Tulsa finished last season with the 81st scoring offense and Wyoming is the 85th. Wyoming went under more games than they went over last season, and Tulsa was right around even. I think Wyoming's offense is significantly worse than it was last season. They struggled to move the ball last week against Illinois, and I expect them to struggle yet again. Star running back Titus Wen will either be sitting or playing injured, which is just another reason to like the under. I believe that Tulsa will be able to move the ball, but it may take them a little while to figure out how with a mostly inexperienced defensive line. The total is not high, but expect Wyoming to struggle in a similar way as last week, where they could only manage 6 completions and 6 points. Our total pick is under 44.5 points. UTEP vs Oklahoma. The last time these teams met at Oklahoma, the Sooners came away with a 49-point victory. The question is, can they put up that kind of production again, especially with a quarterback with minimal experience with this offense? Oklahoma should be fine, and they have an offensive coordinator who knows how to put up points and move the ball quickly. So Oklahoma should have no problems moving the ball. UTEP struggled against North Texas last week, so one can only imagine what kind of performance this offense is going to put up against a much improved Sooners defense. No doubt that Venables is going to want to leave his mark right off the bat, so expect the defense to get pressure early and for the Sooners to roll in this contest. Our team pick is Oklahoma Sooners at minus 31 points. Even though UTEP's defense struggled in Week 1, Oklahoma is breaking a new QB with new personnel this year. Gabriel will be back with his offensive coordinator from UCF, but he's coming back from a serious injury, and this will obviously be his first game with Oklahoma. Defensive-minded coaches like Venables also tend to emphasize the run as a way to minimize turnovers and put the defense in better spots, and the Sooners will likely be more balanced with the former Clemson defensive coordinator as a coach. Oklahoma has dominated the Big 12 for most of the last decade, but the Sooners will be replacing their starting QB and they will have a new coach as well. Oklahoma also predictably lost key players in the transfer portal with Riley leaving, and the team lost 2 key receivers in Jaden Hazelwood and Mario Williams. The Sooners will turn to University of Central Florida transfer Dylan Gabriel at quarterback, who is coming off a broken clavicle. Gabriel was solid as a starter at UCF in 2019 and 2020, throwing for a combined 61 touchdowns and just 11 interceptions in those 2 years. The offensive line returns 3 starters from last year, but this unit gave up 33 sacks last season. Running back Eric Gray, who was mediocre last year, also returns. Oklahoma's defense should be better this year under Venables and the new Sooner coaching staff. They will get a UTEP offense that couldn't score or move the ball for long stretches against Texas State last week, and Venables will want to start strong with the Sooner fan base by showing what he can do defensively. This game should be lower scoring. Our total pick is under the total. Oregon vs Georgia. Oregon shocked Ohio State last year, but Georgia is not going to be resting on their laurels for this contest, especially considering that they have had months to prepare for this game. They have their starting quarterback and big play receiver, plus a corral of solid running backs and a very good offensive line that should make them very good on offense. The Ducks traveling across the country to take on the defending national champions in their home state. This contest has blowout written all over it. However, don't sleep on Oregon. Consider that the Ducks traveled to heavily favored Columbus last year to take on number 3 Ohio State in what was expected to be a blowout for the Buckeyes, but Oregon came away with a 35-28 victory. The Ducks are decisive underdogs, but they have the offensive line to give Georgia everything they can handle. In fact, many football analysts believe that this is the best front five that the Bulldogs will face all year. 4 of these linemen are expected to be NFL draft picks. The defensive line is very good as well and should be able to hold their own to slow down, if not shut down, this Bulldogs rushing attack. Georgia beat every one of their opponents by at least 17 points last season except for one. That was the first game of the season against Clemson, a 10-3 victory. The question is if the Bulldogs will be a little sloppy early in the season. That is doubtful with their starting quarterback returning and him having talent at the skill positions who have experience playing with him last season. The Bulldogs will be looking to repeat as national champions. However, they will have to do it with a lot of key pieces missing from last year's title team. The Bulldogs had 15 players selected in the 2022 NFL draft, but this team is still loaded. In fact, defensive tackle Jalen Carter would be starting in the NFL right now, and linebacker Nolan Smith, safety Christopher Smith, and quarterback Kelly Ringo would be starting defensive players in the NFL right now as well. This team is going to be fine, especially on offense where their top receiver and quarterback return. Stetson Bennett is a 6th-year senior who threw for 2,862 yards and 29 touchdowns against just 7 interceptions last season. He was very efficient in the victories over Michigan and Alabama to earn the club the title last season, throwing 5 touchdowns with 0 interceptions, while completing 66% of his passes in the semifinal and final games. However, 17 points is a lot to try to cover against a very talented defensive group like Oregon has. They may win by 17, but even that is doubtful. Our team pick is Oregon Ducks at plus 17 points. Dan Lanning takes over an Oregon team that played in the Pac-12 championship in 2021. The problem isn't talent in Eugene, but they can't keep a coach. Lanning makes the 5th coach in 10 seasons. Oregon fired Helfrich after a 4-8 season in 2016. Willie Taggart left for his dream job in Tallahassee, and Mario Cristobal is the new head football coach of the Miami Hurricanes. So Lanning comes after guiding the Yuga defense to the stunning 8.8 PPG statistic that's even hard to accomplish on a video game. Regardless, when you think of the Oregon Ducks, the mind thinks of beautiful uniform combinations and the elaborate architecture of their football facility funded by Phil Knight and Nike. However, you don't think about the stellar play on the defense. Their defense is good, but it's not Alabama, Michigan, Wisconsin, and, especially not, Georgia. They return a nasty front seven with the injury-prone